Let's head to Victoria. Here is Robert. Good morning.
Morning, Mark. Good morning, David. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
David, Google, the chart's been kind of range-bound for a while. It doesn't look like Valiant or Activist or even Apple. Does it fit with your investment thesis, and do you see it breaking out to the upside anytime soon? Thanks very much.
Great. So, Robert, to your point, technically this stock has been range-bound and arguably consolidating. The numbers have been decent, not exceptional. The most recent quarter basically was a very slight miss. When I look at the internet space, there's a whole bunch of companies that are beating and exceeding expectation. We're getting estimate revisions higher. So, for instance, in the space, it's different than search, but I would look at something like a Facebook, which is something we do own. I think that looks more attractive. On Google itself, if the stock could break sort of above 580, technically it would look more attractive. The internet sector is performing quite well. There's lots of companies that are performing well. This is one that's sort of stuck in neutral, and I would wait to see it get in gear before I'd put money to work.
Thank you, Robert. Joe's in Toronto. Good afternoon, sir.
And thank you for taking my call, guys.
Sure.
My question is on CalFresh Wealth Services. I got in around the $9.95 price, and would say it's almost like an 8% drop. I'm just wondering if it's a good opportunity to add some more at the current range, or should I be waiting? Right. What do you think is the near-term outlook for CalFresh?
So, Joe, I'm going to start with some generic comments about oil and gas as a whole. We think that the industry has gone through a structural shift where you've gone from basically an old world where it was higher risk, high return drilling and finding that took a long time to today it's mass manufacturing, very high probability of success. And so going forward, we think that it's less likely price of oil is going to have these big moves higher, much above the cost of production. In the very short run, we've seen a bounce in both the service companies and in the producers after a very steep sell-off that went on for about 9 months. That happens. It doesn't mean that we've seen a bottom and these things are just going higher again. At these prices that we're at right now, producers in the U.S. can hedge themselves forward and then go and drill more and make a little bit of money. So we think that that's likely to happen. So the reduction in rig count and so on, we think we could see move back higher again. So that means it's going to be hard for all these companies to make money. So now we'll look at seasonality. These stocks have all rallied. You're coming to the end of April. May, June are two very tough months for service companies and exploration companies. So I would just say that in the near term, if this is a trade for you, be very careful with it. I would not be trying to bottom fish here. And if you've had a trade and you're making money in these things right now, I wouldn't look at staying too long. I would run very tight stops on these positions. I think that seasonally you're going to run into a tougher period in the near term.
Let's squeeze in one more here before past picks. Henry's in Lindsay, Ontario. Make it quick if you could, sir. Thank you.
Brookfield Asset Management. I've held it for quite a while. It's gone down quite a bit today. Is there anything wrong with the company? Thanks.
No, Henry and I haven't spent a lot of time looking at the deal today that they're looking at doing. I think this is a wonderful company. They've got tremendous assets. This is a company that, congratulations for you holding it for a long time. You've made a lot of money. I would continue to hold the stock. I would buy this pullback.
So the actual news is they're raising over $1 billion. They announced that yesterday, and then speculation today that along with Blackstone, they're looking at the Investa office portfolio, which I believe is in the UK.
So what's interesting here is you've got principals participating in this deal. So senior management in Brookfield is putting more money into Brookfield on this deal. That's a great vote of confidence in this deal. So they have made a number of great acquisitions over the last few years. They have not made a misstep. I would bet with management on this one.
Possibility of $7 billion worth of real estate. This is Australian real estate bidding along with Blackstone. That is the story from Bloomberg News today. We will take a break and take a look at past picks after this.